Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Launch, favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for all your good protein and good products, all your good products for your workouts and all that good stuff, guys. So we are back today. It's our first film review of the year, which is exciting. I mean, it's just coming off a loss, which isn't that exciting, but it's exciting. We're getting a film review, right? We have the new film drop. It's brand new. We can look over it, decide what's going to happen next. So it's just not like an off-season film. So it's cool. Good excitement for us there. So we're going to be discussing that. Matt's going to be going over Christian Wilkins' big game because he dominated basically all over the field, and you saw his impact early. And I'm going to be going over third down, and then with some Brock Bowers for some positivity. So that's what we're doing today. So, but let's talk about the game, the film review all together. It changed a little bit for me a little bit, but what were some of your thoughts on the defense? Because I haven't got a chance to check out the defense yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm breaking any news for anyone who even just watched it on the broadcast angle. Is for the first three quarters, it looked like a almost dominant unit. Like if you think about it, like the two ways they scored, I think the first two ways the Chargers scored was they were in great field position with the failed fourth down when the Raiders were in their own territory, and then one of the turnovers. So for the most part, it was pretty damn impressive. And then all of a sudden, the fourth quarter happened. I don't know if guys just started pressing or getting frustrated because the offense wasn't holding up their end of the bargain or what. But it was almost like a completely different team. Like guys were getting in and out of their gaps against the run. The PFF credited them with 9 missed tackles. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened on like 3 or 4 plays, like in total, because it seemed like just like this comedy of errors where like one guy misses a tackle and then another guy misses a tackle, and that's how Dobbins ends up breaking it off for 70 yards or 50 yards, whatever the 2 runs he had. Like that was the one thing that stood out to me. Like you look at Dobbins' stat line, and you say, oh, he dominated. But then when you go back and look at it, like it was really just 2 runs that really killed them. Like more than anything, maybe 3 too, because on the last touchdown run was a tough one too. But yeah, it was frustrating because I definitely thought the defensive line as a whole played really well. Like Adam Butler, who I've talked about. I didn't think he was much of a run defender. He actually had a pretty good game against the run for the most part. And obviously Christian Wilkins, we're going to go over. Jonathan Jenkins was just a rock in the middle. Crosby's doing his thing too. And I thought the defensive line played really well. I thought Spillane had a good game too. He was like, I think their highest graded player on defense from PFF. But there were a couple guys that just kind of let the whole team down. 2 of the bigger problems were the 2 safeties. I thought Marcus Epps and Javon Merrick. I think Merrick had a couple missed tackles. Epps had some terrible angles. We'll see one of those. See a bad play by Epps too. And then people keep calling me the Divine Diablo hater, but you watch this last game and I can tell you on at least 2 of Dobbins' big runs, he was the problem. He was the bigger culprit. Like he's either out of his gap or missing the tackles. PFF credited him with 3, and it got to a point where I'm like, I wanted to be positive on this dude. I think you guys heard me talk about him in the preseason, but I was like sitting there like, man, I think I'm done with this guy. I just couldn't do it anymore. Like he's just still struggling and making some mistakes in year 4 that are kind of just flat out inexcusable. Like the one run that I think sealed it, like he just gets completely collapsed inside by his blocker, and again had a missed tackle on one of Dobbins' touchdowns runs, and it was just an ugly day for good old Divine. But also, I mean, as far as like coverage goes, obviously been focusing a lot on the run because that's how it was. What did the Raiders in at the end? But coverage wise, like I actually thought the corners probably pretty damn well. I mean, I thought Jacorian Bennett had a pretty good game. I think the only time he got targeted, maybe there was one other time where he gave up like a short completion or something like that, was that pass breakup towards the sideline. And that was a hell of a play too. I think it was against Johnston, who he's given up quite a bit of size to, and did a great job throughout the route. Went up and contested it with them and got the PBU. Hobbs was playing outside a little bit, and he was one of the guys who like I almost forgot about Nate Hobbs that he was in out there, which again, as a corner, that's usually a good thing. It's kind of like offensive line. If you don't hear their name, that's usually means they're doing pretty well. So I thought he had a pretty good game. But ironically, like we kind of talked about how they have a good safety duo, and the corners might be lacking a little bit. I actually thought the corners played better and a lot better than the safeties did in
That's interesting.
opener. So it's funny how that works out once the bullets actually start flying. But yeah, just up until that fourth quarter, man, it was really sound defense, and then just kind of all collapsed. And like I said, I don't know if guys are pressing or what, but it definitely looked like a different unit out there.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So, I mean, because a lot of that, but we see a lot of clips right now. Joe Alt was amazing, and Rashawn Slater was amazing. I see that. So, like, was the pass rush really kind of stopped like that, or was it more just like her? Because it really felt like even when you watch some of those clips that people put online with the offensive line, is Herbert just getting rid of the ball so quick, right? And he was getting rid of that ball fast. And so what were some of your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I did think All had a good day in pass pro. Like, I think he only gave up like one pressure. I did think Slater, like, he did pretty well. Most of the pressure that the Raiders were getting was on the interior and through line games. I believe Crosby's sack came off a line game where he looped around on the inside and kind of came free. And Wilkins had some good pressures, but definitely it was you could tell like the game plan for the Chargers, not that the Raiders should expect this throughout the year, was to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Like,
yeah,
Christian Wilkins, like, he didn't pop up on the stat sheet, even on the advanced stats with any pressures or anything. But I got 4 clips of him making some nice rushes. Ball's just out super quickly. And if you go back and look at Herbert's time to throw, I think he had like the 8th fastest time to throw this week or whatever, which honestly I thought was a little high. I kind of expected him to be closer to the top, but there were a lot of guys that were getting the ball up pretty quickly. And like I said, it was very clear, like, as soon as the pressure started to come, like, you could see Herbert like go right to his check down and just kind of get rid of it. And that was part of their game plan. So I do think Joe Alt had a good game in pass pro. I'll specify that. Against the run, he got worked. We'll see him get tossed to the ground on one of these reps by Christian Wilkins, which is part of what makes it so funny about Chargers fans keep thinking that's a dunk. But yeah, like, it was the interior pressure was there. I mean, even Jenkins got a couple pressures on Sunday too. So it's just, you got an all-pro tackle on one end and probably a future all-pro on the other side. So those guys are gonna be tough to beat. But
yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, he went top 5 for a reason. It's not like it's that crazy. So the offense was interesting because it felt like they were just pathetic on film out in the broadcast, but like on film, like it just felt like they found ways to just kept stalling. Right, like it'd be a chunk play, stall, chunk play, stall. Then they would get like a chunk run, and then you're like, okay, here the run game's going. It's like stall, and that was a lot of it. And people are really going to try to get on Getsy a lot, but I don't think Getsy really had a bad game. There's a lot of curls and stuff like that. And maybe a lot of like his short passing has never been sexy to me, so it's never been. It's really simple from that aspect still. But, I thought the offense just looked like they should have played better on film, and, the offensive line was just awful in the run game. They were just, especially Whitehair, James. I did my O-line charting, and, Whitehair, Andre James had 7 blown blocks, and Whitehair had 6. Whitehair, James gave up 3 pressures. Whitehair gave up 4, I believe. Parham was actually good in pass protection. He had a couple of missed blocks in the run game. Mumford was actually probably the best one in both areas, right? But there's instances where maybe he was getting pushed back a little bit, but it wasn't nothing like you would get upset about, or any O-line coach would get upset about, in my opinion. So it just felt weird. I mean, the run game it was so hit and miss. It would have a big run, and then they would just get stuffed, and it really felt like if they didn't run to the right side, like this is the craziest part. If they didn't run to the right side, it really felt like nothing's going to happen. Like, and if you go back and kind of watch it, besides the fumble. Right, that was a big run. They had the hold over on that side, and a couple of big runs on the to the left side, but one was a hold, the other was a fumble. But then all the other good runs were to the right side. So that's Madison, that's Zamir White's 14-yard run, his 8-yard run. They were all to the right side with Parham and Munford, and they ran to the other side. It was just ugly. So I mean, that was a lot of it with that. And then I thought that the wide receivers are just so good. I mean, everybody can get open. And then, Minshew, he's just Gardner Minshew, right? So it's like hard for me to get on him too much and be like, yeah, he missed that. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to do that, because it's like, that's for a Gardner Minshew game, it wasn't bad, right?
Yeah.
It's Gardner Minshew. So there's going to be a lot of instances if they can't keep being steady and if they don't have a coach that's like aggressive on fourth down and things like that, like it's not going to score a lot of points. So they got to find ways to run the ball one, which I don't know what they're going to do with Cody Whitehair out there. He's a complete liability. Like I said, like him and Andre James, I don't know if they went out the night before in LA, but man, did they not show up because Andre James was bad. Whitehair, he was looking at the quarterback a couple times. He's doing full turnaround. Like, yeah, it was it's not it wasn't going to get it.
Luck.
Yeah.
Look out. Give him a heads up.
Oh, bitch, you. There's a lot of those with him, right? And but then there's times that Minshew had a clean pocket, and then he'd just be so gun shy, right? And I don't know if it's gun shy or maybe he doesn't think he can make the throw. Like I don't know what's going on in his head, but it was like every third down, like he felt like he would try to, like bro, you're not Lamar Jackson, you're not Patrick Mahomes, man. Just throw the ball. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is happening with it, but they're just so good outside. Like Adams was open most of the game. There's some throws that maybe Minshew should have went to Adams, but he didn't because they were playing Devontae quarters, which I call it. Which I mean, there's some plays. I'm gonna show this one play, which you're gonna laugh because like the safety's on the other side and Adams over here, and the safety just drills down on him in like a curl route, just out of no, like it's just totally not the rules of quarters. It's Devontae quarters, and there's a lot of times they're shading towards him, and you're getting these one-on-ones with everybody else. Like that's what Brock Bowers is able to eat every time he got out there. Trey Tucker had a really good route that Minshew kind of missed a throw, and I mean that's a lot of it was, man. It was just you got Gardner Minshew, who you're not going to get high-level quarterback play out of. It is what it is, right? I mean, people can argue, AOC or whatever. It don't matter because Gardner Minshew, that was a good Gardner Minshew game. And and you saw what it looked like, right? I mean, he had some good throws. I'm gonna show a couple, but also he just looked like Gardner Minshew. It's hard to explain for me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really get on it and be like upset about it and like expect more. Like like he's supposed to be some top 20 quarterback. I know what he is. It is what it is. But I do think like there's gonna be some points of the season where they just score a lot of points on people though, because there's just Trey Tucker get open, Jacoby Myers can get open, Devontae Adams can get open, Brock Bowers can get open. There's four guys right there that can get open. And there's times Trey Tucker was like just scrolling, just running down the field, and if he was more aggressive, he could throw it to him. And that's the weird part too. And before I let you get in, is that he kind of fooled us in the preseason. I think like the aggressiveness isn't there. Like it looked like in the preseason, right? It looked like he was really aggressive and throwing downfield. Like this game, it just wasn't that. So it was weird.
Yeah, I kind of felt that too. Like it did feel like it's like, man, like where are the shots that we were taking? Like I guess when he was fighting for the job, he saw O'Connell being O'Connell. He's like, you know what, I got a bob while O'Connell leaves and just chuck it up and whatnot. And then I couldn't. I mean, you'd know better than I would, obviously, but I can't think of a pass he threw more than like 10, 15 yards down the field. Like I don't think two passes,
6%,
two past the sticks essentially.
Like, yeah, I mean, intermediate, they were attacking the intermediate part of the field. That's why they got some of those chunk plays. But it just, the deep balls just weren't there. And I know they were playing too high, but like, to me, you're playing quarters and you got Trey Tucker. Like, there's times where these safeties are so committed to that. I mean, like, they didn't care that you could have hit them over the top a couple of times. Just looking at the film. And thing with Getsy too is the Getsy doesn't help out Minshew. Like, and that's what I want to explain about Getsy is that it feels like with Getsy, if the quarterback is good, he's going to look good. If the quarterback's average, he's going to look average. And the quarterback's below average, he's going to look below average because like there's no play action in this game. Like they didn't help him at all, really, right? I think they had 4 play action passes. And, and that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's not going to work for Gardner Minshew. You can't have Gardner Minshew just drop him back all the time. That's not going to work. So, and those type of things are what I would say I get on Getsy, but it was not really the scheme itself. It's more like setting up your quarterback for success, which as we talk about him with Justin Fields, and he's not really setting up Gardner Minshew for success, right? So, and Gardner Minshew needs somebody who's going to set him up for success. Let's just keep it real,
Yeah. No, I feel like that's probably like if you're anti Luke Getsy, like that's probably part of your gripe with him is like he takes forever to adjust his system to his quarterback. Like if you think about it, like you talked about, I mean, you touched on Justin Fields. Like feels like for a year people were asking him to design runs for Justin Fields and run the read options, and he like refused to do it. And then they finally do it, and what do you know? Justin Fields is ripping off like 100-yard games on the ground and whatnot. So I feel like that's the downfall of Getsy, as much as we've liked his playbook and stuff, but he definitely doesn't seem to be able to adapt. And like you said, like Gardner Minshew, I think his numbers off play action are really damn good. And I think we talked about it in the pre-game show, like with this Chargers pass rush, one thing you can do to help keep them at bay is to run play action. And the fact they didn't do that is very disappointing, or didn't do that enough, at least, is very disappointing. But
yeah, like they two of the play action completions, one for 26, the other one for 23. You know what I mean? It was just crazy for them not to do that all game. They should do it like at least 10 times, right? And it would have felt like they would have done so much better, but it was just crazy, man. All right, let's get into some Christian Wilkins, bro. Let's check out what we got with Christian Wilkins. Let's get some.
Sounds good.
Some great.
All right, so I'm gonna start with a few reps of Christian Wilkins out in as a pass rusher, and this first one will be a good example of Herbert getting the ball out pretty quickly. Like, this is a pretty nice move. Gonna line up, head up on the tackle. Looks like they're slanting, maybe slanting into the A gap here. Does a good job getting the square. Nice little hand swipe win to move. Again, he gets the win here, but I mean, count it, 1,001, 1,002, 1,000 throw. Like, it's pretty out, balls out pretty quickly. I think this is like probably the more encouraging thing if you're a little disappointed from Wilkins as a pass rusher. Like, these types of plays later in the year against, longer developing passes and quarterbacks that hold on to the ball longer, that's going to at least lead to a pressure that shows up on the stat sheet. The other thing he was doing really well is, as I've shown you guys before, like Patrick Graham loves these little line games. And I mean, he was on it with a couple of these. Like, I have one more clip after this one, but like, you can see this one. Like, it looks like him and Butler are doing a little twist here. He's going to do a great job of, one, getting up the field. Let me sell the regular rush, sell like our normal rush with this nice strong rip move, and get Trey Pipkins here to follow him and take his attention. Also probably a little bit of defensive holding, but it's only defensive holding if they call it. And then you can see here, like, he just beelines for the center, ends up picking the center, who ends up picking the left guard on Zion Johnson. So right now we've effectively got three offensive linemen blocking one defensive lineman, and then one guy looping around, where actually a nice read by Butler to see that Herbert was about to throw it and hit his check down. And instead of keep rushing, just drop into coverage. And then I think he ends up getting in the tackle. Yep. Ends up making the tackle here. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like if you watch Justin Herbert, I've watched this guy enough, getting back to his Oregon days. Like, he doesn't want to check the ball down, but he sees this massive pass rush lane, and I'm sure on the back end, like, nothing quite open. So he's just going to go right to his check down. That's what I was talking about a little bit in the intro, where once the Raiders did start to get home with the pass rush and start to create some havoc, like, he just kind of checked it down, got the ball out of his hands. Seemed like it was something that they definitely wanted to do. I think there's going to be another good example of it. Yeah, like, you can see it on this one. This time, I'm not a big fan of running the line games with big old 330-pound John Jenkins as the looper. I think that's part of the problem here. But like, you can see again, like, actually, I think in this one, I didn't recognize this. He took out the center again and damn near took out Zion Johnson's knees here.
Yeah.
Again, three guys. He actually ends up freeing up Adam Butler too. So he frees up two guys. And gets the pressure himself a little bit here. Gets a little hit on Justin Herbert here at the end of the play. But I mean, this is something that I really liked about Christian Wilkins. I think I previewed this over the summer, where like, he's a very unselfish rusher, where he'll do the nasty work to try and get guys open. Problem is, nice little play design for this blitz with no Robert here on this cover zero look, it looks like. And then Trevon Merrick. Good God, bro. Marcus Epps. Oops.
Touchdown.
This is what I was talking about too, like, to get on a little bit of a tangent, like, where it was just like a comedy of errors. Like, Trevon Merrick misses his tackle over pursues. And then it's like Marcus Epps just watches him and goes, okay, it's my turn. Like, I'm going to do the same thing. Like, that's where it was just frustrating. Again, trying not to be too negative. But that was a lot of the what's up?
That was the whole fourth quarter, huh? Cool.
Pretty much. There was a lot of it. There was a lot of mistakes. A little confusion here pre-snap. I don't know who's supposed to go to the nose, but clearly it's a Christian Wilkins here at the end. And this pass rush move, this was my favorite one he did of the day because he's going to line up at nose, and you're going to watch him set this up perfectly. Like he's going to take this, his right foot on the center's left side and work up the field. What I want you guys to watch is watch what that does to that center's hips right after the snap. It works up the field, backed up. Like if you notice, like the center, it's slight. I'll back this up a little bit more to the pre-snap look. Like if you watch, like the center, as soon as Wilkins starts working up the field, the center starts favoring that side and open up his hips just a little bit to the left. And then Wilkins gets his back shoulder here. If you get like that as a pass rusher, you're gonna win because look at where this center's balance is all. He's got his knees or his head nose over his toes. And I mean the move, honestly, like the arm action and kind of goes for like a rip at first and then turns it into like an arm over. The move isn't great, but because he set it up so well, and because he struck gold by getting to the back shoulder and pulling that down and keeping the center off balance, he's able to still hit home. Now, unfortunately, he runs into Adam Butler, who also wins with a nice little spin move against Zion Johnson here. But again, these are the plays that like quarterback that's holding on to the ball a little bit longer and granted not running into our teammate who's unfortunately also winning, or not unfortunately, but is also winning, but unfortunately in the same area that he is. This is going to lead to sacks down the line. Again, ball's out. McConkey makes a nice little contested catch. It's a nice hit by Abs there. Gotta give him some love after talking mess about him.
Man, he's getting rid of that ball quick. God damn.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Let's see. 2001, 2002, 2003. That was a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, like I said, as soon as the pressures come, ball was out. Gotta give Herbert credit a little bit there, though. But yeah. All right. So moving on to where Wilkins really made his money. It was against the run. When they tried to one-on-one block him with Trey Pipkins, he whooped his ass damn near every time. And like you'll see, this will be a good example. Like at the point of attack, like too, like what I love about him is his pad level, man. Like helmet under his, hands are inside. You can see Pipkins' hands or outside arms outside of him. Gets extension on the block. Hey, I'm in my gap right here. Okay, Dobbins is committing to the inside. Going to work across Pipkins' face. Similar to what we saw with the pass rush. I'm going to get him off balance, beat him across his face. And then again, John Jenkins just being a freaking rock in the middle, taking on this combo block, not moving. Butler doing a decent job staying in his gap and keeping Rashawn Slater at the line of scrimmage. Ends up forcing Dobbins to run into Slater. And then that lets Wilkins go get the TFL here. Or tackle for short gain, I think. I don't know if this was TFL, but either way, we'll take a high impact tackle right there.
Good one. So
that's what I'm talking about, where it's like the D-line played really good against the run. They beat the Chargers up a little bit up front. I don't think Harbaugh is going to be too happy watching that. Similar rep here. Just believe this one's going to be on the backside. I mean, same kind of thing. Again, Adam Butler going up against the tight end. Splits that, gets underneath. And then two on as far as Christian Wilkins goes. Hands inside, gets the extension. Uses his quickness, which was really impressive. Violent on the shed. I like this too, like this rip move that Wilkins does.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see him, that helps him clear this Pipkins' hands and get off this block clean, and then go make the tackle. Go get involved in the tackle. Nice play by Spillane here too.
Yeah, there you go, Spillane. Yeah, he is dominating.
Yeah. Not so much from number 5.
No, not so much.
All right, this one's pretty nice. Now, I will say with Wilkins lining up as a 2-eye, you're going to see the I believe it's going to be outside zone from the Chargers. Wilkins does gamble a little bit, like he kind of gets beat off the ball a little bit and lets this guard get inside of him. But what he does is he gets physical. And again, great leverage, great hand placement, and the natural strength. He ends up keeping this guard at the line of scrimmage. And I mean, that's going to free up Divine Diablo here because on this outside zone look, this guard and tackle are working up to Diablo. But since he doesn't get a free release, Diablo is technically going to be freed up to go make an unblocked tackle. But again, Adam Butler Nice play here against the run. Also, nice job by Janarius Robinson plugging up gaps, occupying 2 guys. And we'll see it again. But yeah. Then on top of it, too, from Wilkins, the other move that I love that he was doing, too, is against these combo blocks. You'll see it right here. Once he knows, he's like, all right, I've got this guard beat. I've done my job with him to free him up or to free up my linebacker. Now you're going to see him start to get skinny. He recognizes it's a combo block, recognizes blocking skinning, and that makes it harder for this tackle to get a clean block on him. Now, again, does kind of get scooped out of his gap a little bit here. But at the end of the day, if you can at least get off that block and then go factor in the play, we don't care.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Get skinny and then get off the block and go make the play. Go get involved in the tackle. Show up on the stat sheet. Get that assisted tackle. Another one here is being another one-on-one block with Pipkins, who, again, had a long day against the run. I mean, this one, I think, is all helping out here a little bit. Oh, not quite, but again, similar thing. Like, this one's not the cleanest. Like, it looks like he misses with his hands a little bit. Yeah, he gets his hand a little bit wide, but his pad level is so good, and his base is nice and wide. And on top of it, he's just got a great motor that he's still able to break through. And again, I mean, really should be drawing a holding penalty here on this one, and still ends up making the tackle. Like, this is pretty damn impressive stuff. Yeah, you see the same thing. Getting skinny, splitting these 2 guys, and staying in his gap. It's a much better rep from Diablo. Gotta give him some credit here. Why they think Scott Matlock can play fullback, I don't know. Because
I was dying the first clip you showed him trying to catch the ball.
Oh god, yeah.
Like Herbert throwing it so hard at him. Sorry. All right.
Also, I didn't recognize this before. This is a nice job by Max Crosby against this little double team from his 2 tight ends. So similar to what we saw. Little swim move to beat the first one, get skinny, then get off the block, go ahead and play. Nice rep. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this was a lot of the game. Like, D-line was doing their job. They're plugging up gaps. It just all kind of fell apart at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my favorite rep. Yeah, I'm going to let that play for a second.
Good Lord, Jesus.
So, yes, Joe Alt had a good game in pass protection. He had a sub-50 run blocking grade, and this rep right here is part of the reason why. Odd front here from the Raiders. Wilkins is going to be a 4-eye. Boom. Same thing. Good pad level, especially on a 6'9", dude. You got to be getting low. And then, again, hands inside, wins at the point of attack, keeps his feet running. Like, he's responsible for this B gap. But what he does is the extra credit, and this is one thing that was really impressive about him, and I showed this a little bit earlier, is he recognizes, even while engaged with Alton having his vision obstructed, he recognizes when Dobbins cuts back and then just humps Alt by, gets off the block, and then goes make the tackle in what is Robert Spillane's gap. Like, Spillane's got to be pissed, man. Like, he's like, bro, I had 150 tackles last year. You're screwing me over right now. You're supposed to be making my life easier. Nope. I'm going to make this play. Crosby going to help me. Like, he's effectively covering 2 gaps without 2-gapping here. Like, right now, like I said, he's taking away his backside B gap or backside A gap and then gets off the block and makes the play in the backside B gap. And again, front side doing their jobs too. Jink can't one-on-one block him. Takes away that. Oh, they tried to combo him. Never mind. It didn't work. Nice job by Butler here, staying in his gap. And that's why Dobbins has to cut it back. Again, when you got a stud 3 technique, that's what things can do for you, man. All right, let's see which one we got here. Oh, yeah. Oh, this one. This is infuriating because Rashawn Slater posts this clip and tries to, and I've seen Charger fans in my mentions trying to post this thinking this is a dunk. I just want you guys to watch this and see, is this a terrible rep from Christian Wilkins?
No.
Like, he beats the shit out of Trey Pipkins here with a swim move. Pipkins, who again has been getting his ass kicked all day, changes it up on him and kind of works around the block with his little arm over and beats him off the snap. The only reason why he doesn't make this play is because we have two guys in the freaking play side C gap who one of these guys should be outside. Spillane could do a little bit better job, but it's not on him. But number 5 here, I'm not going to say his name, is like a fucking refrigerator magnet going straight to Zion Johnson's chest. So Dobbins, this is duo, just cuts it right up the field and breaks a long run. Oh, and on top of it, what I was talking about earlier with Trevon Merrick, again, to back this up. What? I don't know how you missed that tackle. Dobbins gallops like a horse and takes till October to make this cut, and he fucking misses. Excuse my language.
That was, oh my god, that was
like this. These are the kind of stuff that pisses me off. And I'm a big fan of Trevon Merrick. I'm rooting for him hard this year because I like the guy a lot. But like how you don't make this play, like when he starts moving laterally and takes 2 steps, just run through his damn hip and make the fucking tackle. What are you doing? Like this is not a good cut by J.K. Dobbins. And he just gets juked out of his shoes because he stops. I'm like, this is where it's like you look at the rushing stats and you think D-line played terribly, and it's like, no, you make the freaking tackle and that's chase 40 fucking yards.
Yeah, yes it does. Wow. Good Lord.
Thank God for Nate Hobbs. I mean, they scored on this anyway, but like that's the stuff that it just irks me about this game. It's like it was, again, 3 quarters of great football, and then all of a sudden everyone forgot how to play. All right. This is just getting too casual with this, but yeah, this is another time when Christian Wilkins takes away 2 gaps.
Good Lord, man.
For Trey Pipkins. This time I'm going to go rip move and slant into the A gap. Rip move, beat you there. Got that gap covered. Which, by the way, Diablo, please fill this harder on the inside, on the outside, but doesn't matter. Ends up getting there. But again, rip move to that gap. That gap's taken away. Now I'm going to spin back outside. Oh, no, yeah, I'm going to go get involved in the play. Also, shout out John Jenkins.
Wow.
It's a manly play. Yeah. I was a little too hard on Diablo for that one, actually. Now that I watched this again. But still, I'm just mad. But yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
All
right. It's going to be, I believe, last clip. Yeah, it's going to be the last clip. And again, it's going to be another long run, but another great play from our guy, Christian Wilkins. This time going up against Joe Alt. Similar type of thing, what we saw with the rip move. Violent, getting penetration. Again, this is why Joe Alt got worked against the run. Ends up plugging up this gap. At the same time,
Diablo? Sorry, what is Diablo doing? But keep going.
Oh, we'll get there. All right. Trust me, Marcus. I'm not going to miss a chance to take a shot at that guy. You know this.
Okay, you go.
But yeah. Anyway, Wilkins rip move beats Alt across Alt's face. At the same time, takes out the fullback here, Scott Matlock. In theory, that should free up Robert Spillane to make this play on. Looks like maybe they're trying to set up ISO. I'm not sure. Maybe just duo. But again, Max Crosby destroys it's that Hayden Hurst here at the tight end. So all these gaps are plugged up. However, the refrigerator magnet, like, are you blitzing?
No.
Like, stay home. Like, if he just stays a yard for, if Johnny Diablo just stays right here and reads this, he makes this play. And he prevents this long run. But he doesn't. J.K. Dobbins is off to the races in his ball game. Now, I will say, too, this is part of what I was talking about. Like, Adam Butler, like I said, had a pretty good game for the most part. This is not one rep that he did a great job on. And this is where I'm saying, like, this is what I was talking about at the beginning, where it kind of felt like guys were maybe trying to go over their skis or trying to go outside of their assignment. Like he's in his gap right now. Like he's doing a fine job. Maybe get a little bit more extension to have a better presence in the B gap here. Or the C gap? No, it's B gap. And then he just kind of ducks inside. And then Johnson ends up taking over the rep. But like at some point, like I'd love to see him just get on the edge and just do his job and stay right here. And then Dobbins might not even run that side. And everything's plugged up.
I mean, to be fair, I think Dobbins is really set up Diablo here, but like you just can't commit like that.
No. But I mean, here's my thing. Like maybe, but at the same time, like look here, Dobbins doesn't even have the ball yet, and he's already way too close.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Like he's already making 75's job easier for him. Like if he just hangs back another yard, I give him a little bit more credit, but he's like, I just see Jersey, you got to hit somebody. Like, got to have a little bit of skill with it. And the other end is too. We watch Marcus Epps here on the back end. Like, he like same thing. I'm like, are you blitzing? Are you blitzing from 10 yards out, 11 yards out?
What are you guys
because
doing?
I don't know what kind of angle this is, and I don't know why the hell you end up 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage as the freaking single high safety when the running back hasn't even broken the line of scrimmage yet. And then guess what? Oh no.
He scores in this, right? Did he score?
No, Nate Hobbs catches him because he's too damn slow.
He's too damn slow. Okay, cool.
He might have scored a couple knees ago, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Marcus Epps eventually catches him, but again, it's just, this is where I'm talking about, where it's like, I feel like Marcus Epps is trying to do too much here. I feel like Adam Butler's trying to do too much here. Divine Diablo is trying to do too much here. It's like, just do your job, man. Bill Belichick, do your job. Like, if we're in our gaps, this is a run for nothing because there is not a single gap open. But guys are trying to do too much, and it's off to the races. That was the bowl game. So yeah. Okay. So, like I said, try to kind of combine a little bit of two, a little bit of the positive. Again, Christian Wilkins had a hell of a game. I saw like a few of the clips from the D line as a whole, played pretty well. Just on those few plays, man, like just brain farts. And I think guys probably trying to play a little bit too much hero ball if we had to really boil it down. So that was the frustrating part because again, like you saw in that last play that ended up being the nail in the coffin, like should have gone for nothing. And maybe we're not even talking. Maybe we're praising AP for punting and not going for it and for how well the defense was playing. But yeah, it's just frustrating. There's a lot of bad run fits down the stretch, but for the most part, really impressive day for the defense.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, that makes me optimistic for the Ravens game because, you're just watching it, I'm just thinking like Lamar Jackson's going to hold the ball longer than that. And yeah, will he be able to make guys miss and things like that? But there's going to be more opportunities with all these motor guys and him holding the ball a little bit longer, that maybe they can get some plays, right? They can get some sacks, maybe some fumbles, maybe some interceptions, make a bad decision. You know what I mean? And they look pretty damn good against the run overall, right? Besides those two stupid plays. It was literally 2 plays. It felt like. So that's crazy to me. So
and I think too, like what gives you a little more optimism is like the Ravens, like especially on the right side, like don't have like great options with Roger Rosengarten. He's a step down from Joe Alton. I forget who their right guard is, but
Fele from big
Minnesota. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So I feel like overall, like the Chargers O-line at least has more talent than the Ravens do, and obviously you saw the Raiders defensive line can't take it to them. So I think that's the one saving grace. But yeah, if you don't stay in your gaps, Lamar Jackson's gonna eat you alive, and that Ravens offense is gonna eat you alive. Yeah. Derrick Henry's gonna eat you alive.
Diablo missing tackles.
Yeah,
dropping my phone, but yeah, Diablo missing tackles. Oof.
Yeah, I don't even think we got it to a Divine Diablo missed tackle, but yeah, they're like on Dobbins' touchdown run, like he was blitzing, like he was lining up at nickel, and I will give him some credit. I think Crosby was supposed to be in the B gap, and they both ended up in the C gap, but he ends up like Diablo tries to blitz off the edge. Probably should have gotten called for being offsides. He didn't time it right, and then just missed a tackle when Dobbins ended up walking in. I think Epps might have had a missed tackle on that one too. So yeah, tough
crazy.
day.
Yeah, sounds like, yeah, interesting stuff there, man. But like I said, it does give a little bit of optimism for next week, though. That's what I felt out of watching. It's like, hey, those guys in the Ravens can't block him at all.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster, man.
So I was thinking the whole time watching that. All right, let's get to third down here. So we're doing third down. I didn't do every single one because there was like 3 screens on third down. So I'm not gonna show you guys screens. So I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. So we're gonna start off with the first 31 of the game here. All right. Now this is some outside zone here, right?
Yeah.
And we'll start off with the handoff. Here. I think he's supposed to toss this. I think he is, but for some reason he doesn't toss it. Like Zamir White's expecting a toss.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get a toss, okay? So he doesn't get a toss, so it just creates a weird dynamic here. He's waiting on the ball. So this play was pretty much messed up from the beginning because he's expecting a toss. And I don't know why Minshew doesn't toss it to him. But then he just hands it to him, like with his right hand. So it's like, okay, so that was supposed to happen. And then you got Andre James just totally destroyed here. I mean, this play is already dead. Let's keep it real. I mean, the blocking from everybody else is really not that bad. And then, you had Jacoby Myers blocking Joey Bosa, and then Devontae Adams is like taps Gilman. He just like gives him a tap, and give him a tap. But this play's already blown up because John J. James is getting destroyed, and Zamir White, I think he waited a little bit too long to cut here, to be honest, and that's what kind of blew this play up too. But there goes Bosa. So yeah. So it's the first third down, and then then it's punt time. But it's just it's a lot of it having Jacoby Myers block Joey Bosa. All that stuff was not going to work here, and I honestly don't like it outside zone on short runs. And this is one of the reasons I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, this is probably Minshew's best throw of the game. Okay. So what we're getting on this one, we're getting choice digs. So you're gonna get a dig route here from Devontae, and you get a choice route here from Alex Madison. It's H choice, right? Madison ran a lot of these routes during this game, but I mean the key is over here, right? So that's what you're getting on that backside. You're just getting normal Hank, which I hate Hank. He stopped calling it during the game. I got excited because he stopped calling, but he called it way too much to start the game. But this is one of the best throws from Minshew because, I mean, look what this linebacker is. Look how he's setting this up. This ball is already out. He's going to throw the ball to this area, and he does a good job of keeping his eyes on his linebacker and throwing it to a spot. And right there, if he did this all the time, this is what I'm talking about. Like, right? That's a great pass. If he did that all the time, man, that's what I need from him. But it's just that's not going to happen. So like you just got to kind of let it go in your head. But you even watch it from this side. Just watch his eyes. He just keeps his eye on 20. He low-key looks it, right?
Yeah, low-key. Well, sidearm action too?
Yeah, okay. He low-key looks it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I said I think he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. But like, he's got 15 on now. This has always been his number.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, right? But yeah, that was a great throw. I mean, when you watch the film, you're like, oh man, maybe I'm wrong. All right, so here's another good throw from him. Like this is Hank again. I hate Hank. If you are a fan of the show and you've been watching this from the beginning, I hate Hank. Okay, now the reason is because Hank is just so simple because you're getting this curl here and you're getting a flat, right? The other side, you're getting double curls. As I said, a lot of curls here. Curl, right? But Minshew does a good job of timing on this one because Asante Samuel actually plays this pretty well against Devontae. And you see, he gets this ball out really early, right? And good anticipation, good timing. And Devontae is Devontae and comes back to that football like he should, like a pro. And he gets a nice little catch there.
Yeah, that was actually nice coverage by Asante.
Yeah.
But better catch.
And a good ball, too.
And good ball.
I mean, the film started off all right. I was like, maybe we're overreacting. But then this type of play happened. Then we got this play, and then we were like, oh, here we go. So this one, we're getting mesh, okay? So we're getting mesh, right, from Tucker here. And you're going to get a dig route from Myers over the top. And you're going to get Michael Mayer on kind of like a wheel. So it's kind of like mesh wheel, but it isn't. Or or I forgot what they like to call it. I forgot what they call it in college football, but basically what you're gonna see, because you see this mesh. Now here you're gonna see Michael Mayer, right? And they only need 3 yards here. This is 3rd and 3. Okay, so this is 3rd down, right? This is 3rd and 3. They only need 3 yards. So you see how the safety is corner where he is facing. He's facing inside. So if you throw it outside, it's you know it's physics. He's got to flip his body. He's got to flip his hips, and you throw a good throw, he's getting 3 yards here, right? Or even maybe 3 yards, and he's got to make a tackle on him. You see what his linebacker's at? The angle of where this ball is going, that's 3 yards. But he doesn't like it. That's fine. All right, you don't like it, that's fine. But you get this mesh right here, right, with these safeties. And I said, like, they're playing cover 6 all game, or Devontae quarters, like I call it. But they're playing a lot of cover 6, right? And you just got to throw the ball right here.
Yeah.
Boom, there's Tucker. Bam. First down. Okay. But he's already committed to running here. Like, he really is not under pressure. I mean, there's pressure coming now, but we'll see on the backside. And you don't get the first down, but there's a first down right there. The ball keeps moving. It's efficiency. Yeah. Ball keeps moving, right? And you see a backside on this one. Right. And you see his look. Okay, he pump fakes there. Like, okay, that's fine. Right. And then he gets his feet set. I think he wants to throw to Devontae here, but it's nothing there. Right. But once that happens and Devontae's not there, then his feet just go out of whack. Like, he can't even, if you really go back and watch it, he wouldn't even had his feet set to throw to Tucker. See, like, it's already out of whack. He's already looking to make a play. And you just got to stand in there and throw that ball to Tucker, man. I mean, you've got the mesh. You should know if this is coming to this side. Maybe this should be open on this side. And then, by that time, and that's when, some of these guys might be getting their bad grades here, but, Parham had a good grade. But, I mean, they're holding up pretty damn well. I mean, if you get to your 3rd read, I mean, that's what you want, right? Yeah. I mean, you watching Justin Herbert, the ball's already out with Justin Herbert, right? And you got to hit Trey. You can see Trey Tucker. There's nobody around him. You see this leverage as a linebacker. But look at him. You look at Minshew, he is not in throwing position at all. And then he gets caught by Joey Bosa.
It's the happy feet in the pocket, man.
Yeah, man. It just wasn't going to work. And we just saw more and more of that as we went along here. So this 3rd down, I like this one. I like this play call, because you're getting this one-on-one. It's basically kind of a choice route here with Michael Mayer, right? And it's West Coast playbook, it's choice shallow, right? You get a shallow here, and you get a choice route from Michael Mayer on this side. And especially, with how much they're blitzing, you're going to get these one-on-ones with these guys. And this is what I'm talking about. These guys are wide open all the time, right? One, you can see Adams here. If he took the time to throw Adams, just blows by the guy, right? Mm-hmm. If that's what he wanted to go, he didn't want to go there. That's fine. Michael Mayer is kind of wins here, but you kind of see that he fades away from it. So it makes Mayer stop and come back to the ball, but Mayer does a great job of catching that ball. Let's watch a backside here. All right, see the motion on it. They get the angle, right? But then he throws it off his back foot for no reason. I know he's facing a blitz, but you don't have to. He didn't have to throw off his back foot here, right? It's just all mechanics. He's throwing off his back foot for no reason, which makes Mayer have to stop and come back to that football. He does a great job of it, and he wins. But to tell you, this just shows how these weapons are on this offense. Like, even when it's like a bad throw or something like that, these guys are making plays for him.
Yeah.
Right? And it's consistent. All right, so here's another 3rd down. This one's just 3rd and 22. So you're basically just seeing verts from these guys, right? But I wanted to point this one out because he gets sacked here, right? And he could just dump this ball off to Brock Bowers right here, right?
Yeah.
Right, because, I mean, you see just 3 safeties. Look how far back these guys are at the 30. They're at the 30. Like, you got Brock Bowers, right? And he could at least maybe, like, and who knows, maybe he makes a couple guys miss. He can at least get to, like, the 38, 39. You got Daniel Carlson. You can at least get an attempt at a field goal and build a lead. But instead, you're taking a sack here. I think maybe
like
this is dagger. Maybe, I don't know. Go ahead.
I said it looked like he might have been able to hit. Is that Myers in the slot too? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have his head turned, or is that Tucker?
But, yeah, he doesn't have his head turned. I really feel like this was like, when you watch it, like, nobody's expecting the football. Really, I really feel like this was designed to get him the ball.
Yeah.
When I watch it. And like
just 3 clear out routes, basically.
Yeah, and then you get him the ball, and then maybe he gets to the 38.
Yeah.
And then maybe you kick a long field goal with Daniel Carlson. I mean, that's why he's here, right? To kick those long field goals. And you see right here, boom, like he could just throw it to him. There's no reason for him not to throw this ball. Yeah. So you take a sack, and they get nothing. And maybe they could have got. I'm not saying that he would have got there, but maybe he does. That's the thing. It's a maybe thing more than anything. All right, so here's another third down here. And it's just I like this play call because, like I said, they're sending 5 a lot. I mean, so you got 5 here, you got 5 coming. There's blitz, so you're getting one-on-ones outside. You're gonna get this crosser here from Trey Tucker, and you basically get kind of a underneath, and then a hitch right here from Brock Bowers. You're gonna get a dig from Myers, then you get a one-on-one from the other side. Now, Devontae Adams just toast this guy too. You look at Devontae Adams just toast him. He is gone. Devontae Adams is murdering. But to be fair, I mean, the safety up here, it's single high, but like I said, it's Devontae single high, right? As you can see, right? So, yeah. But Trey Tucker runs a great route on 32, just dust him. And Minshew throws off his back foot again, and he has to adjust this. It's a great adjustment to this football. But if he throws it out in front of him, there's a lot of room. Right, and Gilman's coming. I mean, this is a good ball. Then he catches it. He's running, man.
Yeah, it seems like every time they blitz, he just Minshew's instinct is to just throw off his back foot when he doesn't need to.
Exactly, and teams are going to keep blitzing him just because of this.
Yeah, this is a clean pocket.
Yeah, this is a clean pocket. There's no reason for him to fade back on this throw. And you can see how open Tucker is, man. If he puts it out in front of him, it's a good throw. But it's a great catch by Tucker. That's a great catch. Turn around like that in traffic. That's an awesome catch. You can even see it better from this side here. You gotta watch the lineman here. Do a good job. I mean, it was a trip from Mumford. Mumford did cheat here as a trip. Mumford tripped the guy. That's fine. We'll take that. And then you got those guys falling. But as I'm saying, he threw it off his back foot for no reason. And then this could have been a huge play. As we talk about Luke Getsy, get on Luke Getsy and stuff, this is a great play call on third down against a blitz, man coverage. If he puts the ball out here, man, Trey Tucker's still running. Because you just watch where Gilman was. It wasn't going to work. All right, so I talked about this play on Twitter a little bit. People disagree with me on this one, but we'll talk about it. So we're basically getting kind of like a sticks here, which is kind of a hitch, quick out depending on the zone. You're getting a kick quick out here from Devontae, right? And you're getting a corner route here from Brock Bowers. But then you're going to get this chip and then dig from Michael Mayer on this side, all right? So like I said, they're playing Devontae quarters. You can see all these guys. Devontae's over here. All our eyes are on this side of the field. Okay, you see where Derwin James is going. Everybody's looking at Devontae. Asante Samuels is not moving. He's like, I'm going where Devontae goes. And I talked about him throwing this on. If he throws this on time, boom, that ball's there. Where Brock Bowers turn around, that's a completion. That's an NFL throw. Okay, I mean that's just NFL type of thing. You could make the case maybe he couldn't have stepped into that ball, and maybe he does get somebody killed here because of the way he throws. I'll agree with that. Okay, I'll agree with that. But my problem with this, and we're gonna see this backside, is that Michael Mayer is just wide open. If he just throws that ball on time, he had time to get to Michael Mayer here. But he's already bailing. You know what I mean? And he could do that ball with anticipation on time to Mayer as a first down. But he's already bailing, and he's already trying to run for a first down. And he's just not fast enough for this type of stuff. So it gets frustrating a little bit to see it here. But all right. I forgot to show that backside, but it's fine. We're all right. So all right. So this one here. I like this play call too because you're getting this motion here from Trey Tucker, and he's gonna run a dig on the top of Devontae Adams dig, okay? And this is third down again. We end up getting a check down here. Now, like I said, these safeties are all over Devontae Adams. You're going to watch Gilman here. He's breaking on it. Now, that means you're getting Trey Tucker over the top here, right? And you're going to see Trey Tucker just There's just nobody around him. And he took the check down and they got the first down, but it's just he just had a clean pocket where he could have hit Trey Tucker. I mean, there's like this is fit like it's physics again, guys. Like there's Gilman, he is running this way with Adams. If you hit Tucker on over the top, like he's so fast.
Yeah.
It's just physics to me. And you'll see it on this side here. See the line a little bit. I mean, the line did a pretty good job on third down. I mean, a lot of the breaks. You see. I keep getting that spotlight on there. Whatever. But you see Mumford had a good game right there. See Mumford right there. The line. It's a clean pocket, man. He could have hit Tucker, in my opinion. I mean, that's a high-low concept, right? You go high-low, right? I mean, low-high, however you want to do that. We decided to take the check down instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can live with that one because, again, you pick up the first. But, yeah, I can see what you're saying where, like, the bigger play is out there and he just kind of leaves the meat on the bone.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, from a clean pocket, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was quick to
come off that. Yeah, it's just not the aggressiveness you saw during the year. Okay, so here's the last third down that I want to talk about. Now, this one's interesting. This is what I want to talk about Devontae Quarters, okay? Because Devontae, he sees the space. He gets open. His hands are up, but Minshew's feet aren't set. So there's no way he's going to get him that ball. I mean, he has been throwing off his back foot all game, so maybe he just throws it. But you see Devontae with his head up. But look at 32 here, man. Look, he is in full sprint from his quarters position.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if this is quarters. That almost looks like cover 3. That like match 3.
Is it not? No, you know, because it's like
they kind of rotate it like it with the safety rolling down. Yeah, that's.
Is it cover? You know what I'm saying? It's Devontae coverage, right?
That is 17's not beating us.
That's what that coverage is. It's not like cover. It's not cover 4, cover 6. It's Devontae. That's what we call that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he ends up checking down. This one they don't get it, but like, I don't know if Devontae's supposed to turn around like this, and I don't know why he did. I think he's just frustrated a little bit, but because just based on the drop, but you can tell like the way he drops, it's not that clean, and it just ends up being messed up here. All right, so let's get some positivity here. Let's get some Brock Bowers going here. So we got Brock Bowers here, right here. Which is, I just love this route right here. And this is my most excitement of watching this film is that this dude is just a stud. And this is Travis Kelce 2.0, I swear. And you can just see it right here on this route because this is something Travis Kelce does all the time. I mean, this is a Travis Kelce route. And you see how with his linebacker, he does it as linebacker. His linebacker tries to get back to a spot and he sells it so well that, no. And he tries to act like he's just playing zone. No, you weren't just playing zone there. Don't lie to yourself. We saw what happened. And this is just all game, man. This dude is just a stud. I don't know any other way to explain this. And every time I watch Mumford play well, I was like, this is the right pick. Do we really need a right tackle? You know what I mean? Jacorian Bennett played. I had a good game. It was the right thing to do. All right, so here's another one. My spotlights went on the wrong breakdown, but it's okay. We got Brock Bowers right here, guys. See this inside route? It's just quick out of his breaks. Just boom. Just as soon as he sees it, inside, balls out. Good anticipation on Minshew there. That's what he should have did on the Michael Bear route. You know what I mean?
Let's see. He got Samuel too, huh?
Yeah.
It's a corner.
Uh-huh.
I like
watch how he sets.
Yeah, go ahead. You're about to say what I was going to say.
Yeah, he sets it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like an outside release on the stem, kind of like, and it's like he's running something else, and he sells it, which kind of stalls Samuel, and then he's out of that break. Boom, ball on him. And this is my favorite one. Him lined up 1-on-1, Derwin James. All right, I should just hit that quick jab step. Arm over. He's there, open. Ball right on him. Let's watch that one more time. So, yeah, man. This is just more for the Raiders fans. Just know that we didn't miss on the first round pick finally.
Yeah.
Just some way to end it up, some positivity there. We didn't miss on a first round pick this year, guys. So we didn't miss.
That's impressive.
He had a pretty good game blocking too, man. He had a pretty good game blocking himself. It's not a miss there. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know when the last time we had a good first round pick. I'm trying to think of a long time, but we didn't miss, guys. And
Colton Miller.
Colton Miller, yeah. So it was.
I guess you can consider Jacobs a good first round pick. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while. That's not a miss. We didn't miss here. So that was exciting to see, man. But yeah, third, as I'm saying, Gardner Minshew. There's nothing I really can do about it. And I'm not gonna frustrate myself over it. That's just basically what I got with this. Like, he made some plays. They got to help him out more, and they got to make more plays with him. You know what I mean? So yeah. But what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, it like kind of like you said, like it is frustrating because it felt like Gardner Minshew left quite a bit of meat on the bone. But at the end of the day, like I said with that one like check down, like he didn't play a terrible game. It's just like you said, like you wish you would get more out of that position, and because that's the type of game where it's like, man, you'd really love to have like a quarterback that can just go out and save you, and he's just not that guy. And it's frustrating, but at the same time, like it just is who he is, and like that's who we knew he was going to be coming into it. But yeah, it was a little bit more encouraging, I guess, than I expected. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there were some good throws, but it's just the plays that he leaves on the field is what really hurts you in the long run, right? And it keeps the offense from just being efficient as it was. He had like a QBR like 29 or something like that. So like, I know you didn't have a good PFF grade either. So it just, and then they're not throwing out on field, and it's kind of like, what's the point? Like, you were in here, you were supposed to be the guy who throws downfield, and if you're not going to do that, then.
And I think the frustrating part is like we talked about that with Aiden O'Connell. We're like, hey, like that's part of what cost Aiden O'Connell the job. It's like he's conservative, then made that big turnover. It's like, well, that was Gardner Minshew this game. It's like there wasn't like bad play. There wasn't a ton of bad plays, but there weren't enough good to great plays to overcome like the two mishaps that he had. Now, granted, the interception he threw was like last possession of the game. Game was already out of hand at that point. I don't think the Raiders were coming back, but like you can't have the constant checkdowns, the constant leaving the meat on the bone, and then have that ugly fumble on the backwards pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's where it kills me. It's like, again, if you're gonna have those boneheaded plays, you got to have the great ones to kind of make up for it. And I just don't know if he can. And it is frustrating that he's all of a sudden gone back, or he's gone into being conservative, or at least was this last weekend.
Yeah, dude, it was just crazy. Yeah, that RPO play is funny because like Devontae's just like standing there. It's like, I don't know what he's expecting. The corner's just running for the football. Devontae's just like standing there. And then he realized, oh, it's live. It's like, yeah, Devontae, it's live.
Yeah. Go get it.
Oh man, but yeah. And then it was just like, that was an RPO too. So he was like trying to like hand like. Did you do these in college? Like, aren't you RPO guy? You got ball handling has got to be better.
He's Brucey from the longest yard, man. Shouldn't have had that popcorn before the game.
I guess so, man. All right, guys. So that was the episode. Hopefully, that was informative of what happened on the film. Like I said, I got the whole breakdown of Gardner Minshew up for the members. I'm gonna do a running game probably tomorrow, and then I'll get some defense up there too as well. So yeah, just be on the lookout for more film, guys. And of course, we're gonna get you the preview, get you ready for the Ravens game on Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, hopefully we'll have a happy instant reaction. It's good. That Christian Wilkins film got me a little bit more optimistic. I'm going to say that. I'm more optimistic about the Raiders at least covering the 8.5.
Watching the points. It's going to be a one possession game.
I feel better. That's all. I feel better about it. That's all.
Good.
All right. We're out of here, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. And we're out of here. Peace.